Talking about the best. I got the best on the show tonight. Mr. Rigan Machado joins us on the Church of What's Happened Now this evening. What's happening, brother?
It's a pleasure to be here, my
Oh,
friend.
my God. This is, we have a very special guest tonight. I mean, my heart's about to break. I'm so excited. Lee, what's happening?
Oh, I'm still high. I can
you
still
are.
feel
How
it.
you feeling, bro? You're not feeling too good.
No, I feel fine.
That last edible killed us. The
the
devil.
last two.
That
Because
last
we
two.
took it before, and then you passed it around twice during the show. No, it took me a while to get to the gym today. Because even though you like it, I'm not at the point yet where I like going high. So I had to wait till like 3, and I could finally get out of bed. But I ate everything at the house last. I was gonna take today off from the gym, but I ate everything last night. So
I woke up this morning. My throat was dry. I was thirsty. At 6 in the morning, I got up and drank a gallon of electrocuted water, and I couldn't go back to sleep because I knew how to pee. I said, fuck it. And I stayed up. I went to acupuncture. I went to Jiu-Jitsu today with Salami. He threw me around a little bit on my knee up there at 10th Planet, and that was it. I didn't do shit today. I went to an audition, hung out with the baby. I went to this place in Sherman Oaks where you take your kid and they lose their fucking mind. They got like 10 rooms, bacon, a supermarket. Everything's rubber. Everything's rubber. It's amazing. Everything is rubber. I banged my head on the brick wall. It's amazing. The shopping carts, the cans. So
it's like a fake grocery store?
Yeah. Groceries, a medic, a kitchen, a basketball thing, cars. It's for little kids.
Oh, so they can play.
$12.
Wow.
So I signed her up. I signed her up for like 6 things just to take her in the mornings before I go to Jiu-Jitsu or something, just so she gets her shit off before Wally Kazan. Because she's 18 months, man. She fucking runs around. I'm an old man. I can't chase her. So I take her to the park in the mornings. I go to the park like at 8:30 with her, and I keep her there till 10:30. And, she runs. I run with her, and I walk with her, but, it's too much. I'm too much of an old man. So, but that was my fucking day. That's it. Rigan Machado, what's happening, my brother?
My friend, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm very excited to be here. I started Jiu-Jitsu a year ago, and since day one, everybody kept saying to me, did you go see Rigan Machado yet? Did you go see Rigan Machado yet? And everybody else would talk to me about John Jock. You got to go to John Jock. You got to go to John Jock. But all the other guys, the big guys, were like, you got to go to Rigan Machado. So when I found out you were doing the seminar at Street Sports, what's his name? Renato Magno. He's your first black belt?
Renato was in the United States, was one of the 12 guys. The first 12 guys I made a black belt in the United States.
And they all started down in Redondo.
In Redondo Beach, yes.
Redondo
The
Beach.
first school, I think, was the second school we opened. We have one school in the Valley, and after that, we opened another school in Redondo Beach. And the first group of students who got the black belt started in Redondo Beach.
How long does it take? I mean, I know everyone's different, but like, let's say a normal person starts jiu-jitsu today. Like, how many years does it take, do you think?
It's like it's up to the student because you're very consistent. You train every day. In 4 or 5 years, you have a chance to get your black belt.
Oh, wow, okay.
But you go once a week, you 2 times a week, you have big breaks. It's going to take a little bit longer. It can take between 4 to 10 years. But it's up to the student. The student's consistent, he's going to get quick his belt.
That's really cool. Well, because I know, because Joey's talked about it for a year, and then there's been a lot of guests on who are involved, and it seems like the more you do it, the more addicted you go, and you just start going more and more. So if you start out doing once a week, you're going to end up after 6 months going 5 days a week.
Well, the more you get in shape, the more your body gets used to it. I bet you could go. I've gone 3 times in 1 week, and it's been hell. I walked around sore, but at least that was a goal of mine, just to do 3 times. First you go once, then you go twice, and then you go 3 times. I hope someday I can go 4 times or 5 times. But right now, if you go online and read and this, I mean, the internet loves you. You're like, BJ Penn says you were one of the greatest grapplers in the planet at one time.
BJ is a sweet guy. I know BJ for so long. I remember the first time I met BJ, he was a blue belt. He used to train with Ralph Grace in San Francisco. I have opportunity to meet him some competition. Very sweet guy, but a lot of ability. I remember when he came to my academy, he was a purple belt, and he submitted everybody from blue belt to black belts. I was very impressed. I said, "You keep going, you're gonna be a world champion." And he went to Brazil. Was the first black belt, I believe, outside Brazil to be a world champion in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. I remember that. I remember one day I have opportunity to talk to him. I said, "Man, you keep going because you continue on the MMA. You have strong hands. I think you can be UFC champion." He did. He went all the way to the top.
So, how old were you the first time you got involved with jiu-jitsu?
When I was younger, I have a little bit kind of dyslexia. My mother was very close to Carlos Grace, the founder of the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have problems with coordination, I have problems in speaking, I have problems in school, in early age. And Carlos was a nutritionist, was a doctor, he was the founder who created ideas for the family grow in the sport. One of the ideas of Carlos, like, let me bring him, this kid, to do jiu-jitsu and do the Grace diet. And I start living with Carlos, and I have consistency to have his attention to try to overcome these little problems I had as a child. And I ended up getting addicted. I lived with him, I moved to Rio, and was at school and full-time training for 10 years straight, no stop. But I started very early. I started around 5 to 6 years old, but I started real training full-time around 14, like 5, maybe 6 hours a day.
5, 6 hours a day.
So you left your family and to move with him?
I'm not left my family because my family live on the country, live like in a city called Teresópolis, which was 2 hours from the big city. My father didn't want us to grow up in the big city. My father wanted us to play with dogs, ride horses, walk to school. He wanted to give us a chance to be a kid. He didn't want us to grow up inside the apartment in Rio. Was very nice. We have the best childhood, but the moment I start get like 14 years old, I moved to Carlos Grace's house, live with my cousin. It was full-time training.
Now, what was that house like? Everybody was there, right? I mean, all the greats to the Rickson, all those people were there.
Was when they live with Carlos Grace, he have a house in Ipanema Beach, and the house have 4 floors. The last floor of the house, he have a big space. He put mats, and all the boys have his own mattress to put on top of the mats to sleep. Finish, they roll and put on the corner, and when they get ready to sleep, everybody roll the mattress to sleep. Like have maybe 10, sometimes 20 people sleep on the mat. All cousins and brothers. Was it's a camp, like a full-time camp. Like wake up early, right there. We put the gi, start training even before breakfast. I remember waking up, like roll the match, put the gi, still half sleep. Okay, let's train a little bit. That's how we start the day.
Well, Joe, you've talked about it a lot, about how basketball camp as a little kid, you would come back and be 1,000 times better. So if you're living at like the master's house,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what you guys were going. And this is at an early age, and you guys just train. How old were you when you started competing? With all those?
I started very serious competition around 14. Like competing almost every event, every weekend. I was addicted. I got hooked. Yeah, I want to compete. Whatever, any place have competition, I didn't care. It's a small competition, big competition. I want to compete.
And what were the big competitions in Brazil then?
The biggest competition was by the Federation under Hobson Gracie, Helio Gracie, which was everybody come to compete. It was the World Championship at the time. And that was, I believe, 2 times or 3 times a year have these big events. And I remember was amazing because you see all the best fighters come to a big gymnasium, and it was a war at the time.
Was it from money or sponsorship, or was it all just to win?
Was for prestige and honor. I believe at the time people didn't care about money, didn't care much about anything. They care about to prove and to be respected. That was basically, like, at the time growing up, that's what was about.
You know, when I was growing up, when I came from Cuba, a couple of years later, Bruce Lee hit 1969, 70. And I saw how karate and kung fu, and I had heard of jiu-jitsu, but it was nowhere. You know, it was nowhere in New York at the time. You know, even when I spoke to Matt Serra said when he started jiu-jitsu, he had to go from Long Island all the way to Red Bank, New Jersey. On 1 day a week, the guy would show up. 1 day a week on a Sunday. You had to drive 4 hours to train for 3 hours and then drive back. That was his Sundays, you know. And it's amazing how jiu-jitsu is just taking over now, like kung fu was in 1970. When did you decide to come to the States?
The reason I came to America at the time because...
How old were you the first time?
I was 22 when the first time I came.
And you came to compete or just to look?
No, I always wanna. Everything was. I have a cousin who lives in San Francisco. A cousin named Cesar Gracie. Cesar Gracie was in my house in Rio for almost a year. And Cesar always talking about Rigan. America is different. It's more opportunity. You need to come over. When they decided, okay, I'm gonna give the shot. I stay in San Francisco with Cesar a little bit. Yeah, I call another cousin of mine who live in Los Angeles, Horion. Horion said, Rigan, come to LA because it was just Horion and Royce teaching. They used to teach at the garage. We need help because it's time for us to get everybody together to try opening the first Grace Academy. I said, okay, let's give it a shot. I came and I helped Horion. And I remember the same time I was over there helping Horion, Rickson came. And it was Rickson, me, Royce, and Horion teaching on the garage. And I remember we have all kind, only private students, a small group class we teach in the garage, and little by little start grow from there because now it was just Royce and Horion teach. Now I have Rickson, myself, some other students start come from Brazil to help. That's when they start few things start growing, and my brothers came, and we decide to let's go to the Valley, open another school, and Rickson opened his school. He pretty soon start grow from there. But I remember Horion was the pioneer in the United States.
What year was this?
This on the 1992 or something like that.
Wow, so 22 years ago.
Yeah.
And you guys already had the vision for jiu-jitsu 22 years ago because the UFC didn't come around till 98 or something, right?
I think UFC was the dynamite, was the explosion. Because before, I remember, was reading the magazines like Black Belt or Inside Karate, the magazine martial arts at the time, and they have Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Benny Ortiz, Gene LaBelle was the only grappler at the time, but didn't have nothing about ground fight. Nothing. I remember when the first UFC Royce have opportunity to submit people on the ground was a shock for the world of martial arts. After this, everybody want to train in Jiu-Jitsu, and that was the time Jiu-Jitsu exploded. I remember when they opened my school, I have 100 appointments people want to do in 1 day. Like people calling to train it, to try, was crazy. I remember was for me teaching was the most best time ever. Was like 20 classes every day, privates.
20 classes.
Oh, was crazy. That's why I started calling my brothers in Brazil to help me to come to help because it was too much. And I was friend of Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris helped us, and Chuck Norris did advertising in LA Times. It sounded like for us, for me, my brother was a big explosion because didn't have many schools. Have us and the Gracies, my cousins. And it was a big demand, but not many teachers. The teachers start coming little by little when the Carlos Gracie Jr. started the competition, the sport competition. A lot of people come to the competition, start say, hey, let's open academy. It sounds like now I believe we have over 3,000 academies of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in America.
That's a lot of schools.
What is jiu-jitsu like in Brazil? Like, is it like baseball here? Like, how prevalent? Like, explain how the world is in Brazil.
In Brazil, we think different. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for us is not a martial art. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for us, when you talk to people from Brazil, it's a lifestyle. A lifestyle to be a human pit bull. A lifestyle to breathe the sport, to walk the sport, to think, to act, to have the health, to the friends. Like when you go to the academy in Brazil, I remember growing up, at least the time I was over there, it's your brothers. It's like same like you're part of a Navy SEAL team. Your best friends inside the school. You go on the street, all the friends go together. That group was amazing time of a brotherhood growing up in Brazil. For me, was one of the best phases I have in my life.
You know, I never wrestled in high school. I played football. I played basketball. I never knew, I had friends that wrestled. Not that I just never wrestled, so I never had the aptitude for it. I joined, Renato Laranja, Eddie's the Brazilian. I went to his father was my first karate teacher in 1970 in New York. So I was always a karate guy. And, I started hanging out with Rogan and Eddie, and they talk, and I'm like, fucking jiu-jitsu, these fucking guys, what the fuck are they talking about? And went on forever. And you know what? I started watching YouTube at night, and I'm like, that's interesting. Wow.
YouTube changed the world.
YouTube changed the world. And I would watch a couple music videos, and then I would just stay up, write comedy, and watch jiu-jitsu. And I started watching your video, Marcelo Garcia, the guy who fought Chael Sonnen in Metamoris was Andre Galvao, and I'm like, wow. I started watching Eddie and John Jock. And
it's very addictive. It's like...
oh, my God. And listen, I made mistakes in my life. We all make mistakes, and right now I got to tell you something. I walked into that VMAC. Great school, great people. It was like nothing I ever encountered. I was 330 pounds when I walked into VMAC. I was 30 pounds heavier. I was on testosterone. They told me to go on testosterone. My heart was big. I couldn't breathe. The first time I did a hip escape, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. Like, I saw spots and shit. I had to get up and take my gi off and go outside and get air and breathe. It was but I knew I was coming back the next fucking day. I knew. And you know why I was coming back? Because one, it was hard for me. And I hate when something's hard for me. I want to figure it out. And two, the people. Nobody laughed. Nobody said this. Nobody called me stupid. They picked my hand. They put it here. They let me sweat on them. What man lets you sweat on them? Show me one fucking man that'll let you sweat on them. These guys are on top of me, 300 pounds on top of a guy that weighs 180. And he's telling me to grab his collar, choke me, and I'm sitting there sweating on him. I can't choke this fucking guy. I can't do it in my heart. He's like, choke me. And I'm trying to choke, and I could see the sweat hitting him in the face. And I'm like, what person in the world will let you do that? When I went home, that jiu-jitsu just got into me. My biggest mistake was not joining jiu-jitsu at 35. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your brother has a guy that's 60 up there. Carlos was how old still doing jiu-jitsu?
It's funny because I remember one time I was talking to Helly Grace. Helly Grace was 86 86 or something. I remember one of the guys, I think I'm too old for jiu-jitsu. He started laughing. It's like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 52. I said, you a baby. I'm 86 and still training every day. There's no age for build your health. There's no age to change your lifestyle. There's no age for you improve yourself. And that was the biggest lesson I ever had, to see that person explain things who I kept why. Yeah, I love that comment, because everybody find ways to not to do things, or the age, or the weight, or anything. But when you see guys, like another day, I see a guy come to the academy to training in my school, and he took his legs off. He didn't have any legs. And he jump on the mat, start doing the warm-up training like he loved it. To see he get his blue belt, and he keep training his goal to get his black belt, and he don't have the legs. And people complain like, oh, my toe hurt, or this and that, or no, I'm overweight, oh, I'm too old. I looked at the guy who didn't have the legs, and that guy come and train every day. There's no excuse. The only person who can not let you train is yourself. The biggest battle in life for me is yourself. You learn how to overcome yourself, you can accomplish anything you want.
You're right.
So is it like, let's say a 20-year-old comes in and like a 70-year-old, is it the same class? Or for like the 70-year-old, you're like, all right, we're going to have you do this, not this, because your knees. Like, how much does that come into it?
Growing up in Brazil, my mentality was to build warriors for a war zone competition. We always thinking about competition. But when they start coming to America, I realized not many people come for competition. A lot of people come for hobby. Some people come to improve their health. Some people come for lose weight. Some people come to build the confidence. Yeah, learning how to adjust that, what I used to do in Brazil, to adjust for each student I have. It's going to be up to you. When you come to the academy, I say, what you want from me? And the students, I want to do this, do that. Okay, I got it. Let's do it. It basically, sometimes you adjust the type of training accord of what the student wants. In case the student, I want to be a world champion, it's a different training. You have to train more often and have to compete more often, because it's about hours on the mat and hours in competition to get to the high level. You understand? It's almost like you have to go upstairs. You understand? You want to reach quicker to the top, you have to walk more. In case you just want to do steps to improve yourself a little bit, you can do little steps, and you're going to keep growing your knowledge, your game, your health. But to be on the top of the mountain, you have to pay a little price. Time, effort, consistency, love what you do. Is not just like one click and make you a world champ. No, it's a lot of work.
And it's cool that there's different mountains. Like the top of the mountain for you, Joey, might be like doing 10 minutes and not being winded, or the top of the mountain for BJ Penn was the UFC. That's kind of cool.
The top of the mountain for me in this is just I want to stay healthy for my daughter. And I know
That's
that
awesome.
I know that if I do this, listen, man, you could just lift weights for so long. You could just run for so long. You know, you could just do all these things for so long. I know I could do that. And listen, we all have good and bad days. You're going to get hurt. You're going to twist an ankle. You're going to twist a wrist, you know. But for the most part, it's what, for me as a 50-year-old, this is what I enjoy right now. I'll do kettlebells. I got them in the trunk of the car. I'll do, kettlebells. I'll do swings. I'll do, the clean and pull. I'm doing everything I can to be better at jiu-jitsu. Do I want to be a world champion? Not really. I don't have the time. I wish I had 10 hours a day. I know from comedy. When I got into comedy, I was fucking terrible. But I had one thing. I had presence on stage. I had presence. So I had something to work with. I had something to work with. And I kept going. And the reason why I got heavy, because I didn't even think of my health. I did everything I could to become the best comedian that I could. And that means you got to go out 7 nights a week. That means you stay out till 2. Some nights you got to drink and smoke pot. You know, some nights you got to get your dick sucked. You know, it's always something. You know, but I was young. I thought that me walking would keep me healthy, but I dedicated, and I know how hard you have to work to be at the Comedy Store. To be at Los Angeles is the World Series for comedians.
Los Angeles.
This is as good as it gets.
That's the best.
The Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, the Improv, those are them. I'm not Bill Burr, and I'm not Mark Maron, and I'm not Joe Rogan, but I'm walking with them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I had nothing going on. I went to prison. I had problems, you know, and so I know the work that has to go into jiu-jitsu. I know the work. If I wanted to be a painter, I know what needs to be done. If I wanted to be a bricklayer, I know the work. I know that you have to sacrifice, you know, and a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people want to be world champions and go there once a week and do an armbar and go home. And then they get beat up, and then that's the end of the fucking dream. That's the end of the dream because they don't think they had it. They didn't put the time in, you know. So effort, you know, I believe one thing. I don't want to be a world champion, but I want to be good at jiu-jitsu. So you know what? I got to go.
Yes.
I got to go, and I got to get beat up, and you got to do hip escapes, and you got to pass out, and you got to get choked out. For me, I know if I do jiu-jitsu, I could do fucking anything. When I leave the academy at 12:45 and I'm driving up Laurel Canyon, my dick is this fucking big. Even though it's 2 inches, my dick is this big. I'm pushing cars out of the way because I did the hardest thing for me.
Yes.
That's the hardest thing for me, is to do a whole thing of hip escapes and back. So every time I go to the academy, I always do hip escapes just to get that over with. Then Dave teaches or you teach. I learn something from Hugh. I learn something from the other guy. And the next thing you know, I'm driving home going, I can't believe I fucking did it. You know, for the first year,
awesome.
Every time I went to jiu-jitsu, I took an aspirin and I hugged my cats and my wife. I thought I was going to die. The first fucking year, I thought I was going to die. So I would take an aspirin. I would hug the cats. I would hug my wife. My wife's like, what's going on with you? Just in case if I don't make it back from jiu-jitsu. But I'm going to fucking go.
That's awesome.
I don't give a fuck. So I understand what you're saying, and I want people at home to... You're a world champion. I mean...
Thank you, sir.
You could read up on you, and it says, you know, you win 19 fights in one day and all this, but it's so weird since the first couple months I got into it, and I have, you know, Eddie Bravo is one of my best friends in the world. I love Eddie. Eddie's my heart. Eddie will tell something good about me to everybody. But I wanted to learn the gi. I'm old school. I'm traditional. I want to learn the fucking gi. I want to learn the gi first, and then you go to no gi later. But I knew nothing. I came to you, nothing. Yes. And whatever I walked into the academy with, you know, ever since I go to the academy, I do the BJJ training journal. Yes. Have you seen that? You told me to get a notebook. Mm-hmm. I go online and do bjjtraining.com, and you learn the technique. I put the note of how I felt, blah, blah, blah. Dave taught this. You know, take the arm away. You make notes, and you write the technique, and you put mat time. And it keeps everything going. At the end of the month, it says you went 16 times. You'll improve. Awesome. But you told me, get a notebook. For the first year, I would leave there, and I wouldn't know what the fuck they just taught me. I would go home and be lost. Now, as soon as I walk in the house, before I take a shower, I eat, I go on the computer, and I write the move down. You know, little things. I like this, guys. I enjoy doing this. Let me ask you this, Rigan. I'm a white belt. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to learn jiu-jitsu. Why do I call Rigan Machado over Eddie Bravo or John Jock or Cobrinha? Why do I call Rigan?
For me, I think I have a good experience in life. I think I have a good experience in this sport. I have like everybody have knowledge. Everybody have techniques to teach you. For me, my goal when people come to my academy, my number one goal is to make that person a better person. Yeah, able to do that. That's why I can see myself to be a master, an instructor, a professor, because I see that person improve in many different ways. Improve to be a better person, to be a better father, to be a better friend, to be everything he enhances. I have chance to push that through the jiu-jitsu. to have a chance to talk to him, to explain about the history, to talk to him about what Jiu-Jitsu made for me. I have one philosophy, very simple. The philosophy I have, love Jiu-Jitsu, is Jiu-Jitsu gonna love you back. When they come to the academy to teach, it's not about to teach the academy, to love what they do. When I go over there to do a seminar, I feel that's not work. That's something I like to do so much. I feel so privileged to teach something I love it. And basically, like, the consequence, money, success, glory, fame, all these come and go. But what keeps me happy every day, to know I'm doing something I love it, and to have a chance to give that love to a student, to give him a chance to start love to come to the academy. That is bring some love for him, bring some love for his life, helping him to come a better person, to something I'm very good. I think that's Rigan Machado.
That's a good way to put it, man.
Thank you very much.
Now, when you walked in tonight, we were talking. I told you you were going to do the podcast Sunday, but then I spoke to my friend John,
no problem.
and he said he was doing a thing for you, rules for the internet.
Yes,
you're
yes.
starting a new league. You said you
Yes.
want to talk about this new league you're starting and why.
Yeah, I explain why. My whole life, I compete Jiu-Jitsu. Been competing past 30 years on this sport. I have been doing Jiu-Jitsu for 42 years. Competing all my life. Basically, like, the sport Jiu-Jitsu, one of the things sad for me is to see we losing some of the top competitors for the MMA. You start thinking like, wait a minute, why that happen? Why you lose some of the top competitors for the mixed martial arts? Because come to a point, mixed martial arts, the MMA, offer money for the athletes. The athletes can become famous, they can make money, they can open opportunities for him to get the big sponsors, because it's in pay-per-view, reality show, TV. In Jiu-Jitsu is a great sport. I believe in over 180 countries right now. In any part in the world you go, you're gonna find a Jiu-Jitsu school there, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school. But I think my goal is to change that. My goal is to be sure the athlete start making money on the sport he loves. He want to stay on the sport for the rest of his life, competing that sport. The sport is going to take care of him too. I think because you train all your life, but you get a medal, after a while you said, I have enough medal. Now I have to think about how to get some green on my pocket. What I did, the first thing I did, I try create a team, a group of people with capacity to push this sport on the next level. For lack of experience, I unite myself to people who didn't know much what they're doing and was not success. I did a couple try do this, try do that, but the team was not success. When they opened the academy in Beverly Hills, I started teaching a private student for this kid. And his father is a guy named Matt Timlin. Matt Timlin was one of the major guy who helped Fox to grow around the world. He brought Fox Sports to Australia. He brought to Brazil. He brought all over the world. And he sold his business for a fortune. And after this, he started becoming a box promoter. Over 200 fights from Mike Tyson, all these major fights, George Foreman. He promotes some amazing fights.
What's his name? Max Hellerman?
Matt Timlin.
Timlin.
Yes. And we become partners. We got the whole team complete. We got one of the biggest producers from Colorado named Kirk. We got like a great global market guys. We got a team of guys to create the rules. But we specialize for try get to TV. Everything about the rules is for TV. How we can make this sport for TV exciting, like people like it, to raise the number of points, to if people try hold the fight is gonna lose points, and to push the guys to be more aggressive. Like I give example, You do a throw. You do in the World League, no, the World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu League, Touro Tokuma, we call the aggressive rules. Why? Like example, you do a throw, not a small throw, you just do a takedown, a little throw, 2 points. You do high throws above the waist, you do a big throws, if the guy go very high, is 4 points. The reason, because you want to see a lot of big throws. We create, like example, every time the guy don't want to fight, start lose points automatically. He lose 2 points, he start hold again, lose 4, the third time is disqualification. He basically like start create something like bonus point. What mean bonus point? You do a sweep and mount on top, you score 2 points very close to each other. You do the 2 points plus the mount plus 2 points for bonus point. Because more points we bring to the game, to the chess game, is more excitement. It's like you see submission, you see like people is going to be excited to see action. You understand? That's what I change. I try build this sport to go more aggressive, to bring it like to TV, to get big sponsors, to get bigger ticket sale in the arena. That's what I've been working for the last 9 years. Finally, this next year we organized to putting together 20 events. The website is gonna come out pretty soon, and pretty soon you guys gonna hear about these new world leagues, like the World League, the World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu League, Touro Tokuma, the name of the organization.
And where's it going to be based out? Los Angeles?
No, we're gonna do all over America.
All over America.
Yeah, we're gonna start the major cities: California, New York, Philadelphia,
Chicago,
Texas,
Houston,
Florida,
Minneapolis,
Atlanta. Yeah, we choose some of the major cities. After these, we're going to few small cities, but we want to focus in a place have the biggest number of academies to bring the competitors on the sport. We're going to sponsor a lot of the sport, the fighters, and when you do the championship, we're going to give a big part of the money for the athletes, back to the athletes. We're going to give money for the academies. We want to start the philosophy of the organization: honor, integrity, and respect. Like honor the sport, integrity organization, and respect the competitors. That's based the culture I want to create in this organization. I want the athletes have a home to start making money. I want the athletes start see the new generation of superheroes. We want to make them to look the new stars. Anything, the organization start growing to the level we want, which I believe is gonna I will, but I want to do a year to get all the mistakes on the organization pass.
Right.
Yeah,
Once
because
you do a year, then
I don't want to start professional right away. We have capacity because the relationship of my partners, but I told my partner, let's do 1 year amateur to get to a level we can go professional. We super organized, super ready to go. And my partner agreed, let's do 1 year amateur. In the second year we go professional.
I think jiu-jitsu is 2 years away from TV.
I think
somewhere along the line.
I think the rules is the most important. That's why I want to focus so much on the rules to train the referees, to make a little bit more entertainment for people to because it's very important when you're watching TV. To the sponsors, you have to be very aggressive. You have to be very motivated, because we're gonna be able to capture more people to watch. Because you do like he's doing right now is not so attractive to TV. It's attractive for the people who know Jiu-Jitsu, the people who is a fan, have the fans, but for get more people to watch,
right,
we need to make entertainment. Like same like when you watch UFC, is a takedown, is a submission, is a knockout, is kick, is very excited to watch. That's excitement I want to bring to competition in the grappling world. I want to bring to the jiu-jitsu. I want to push to the next level. I want to be sure jiu-jitsu, the athletes start making money, they can live doing that sport. They good in what they do, they will be famous, they will be making a lot of money, they will get everything they want from that sport.
I get up early. You guys know that I get up fucking early, 4, 3:30 sometimes, and I write. I write. I got up last week in Denver one night, and I saw fucking darts on television. Fucking darts. Guys that throw darts at a fucking ball. No, I'm not disrespecting darts. I'm not disrespecting pool. I'm not disrespecting poker on TV. How many times you put on TV and there's 5 fucking lunatics with sunglasses on playing poker? How fucking exciting is that? There's no excitement at all. No, you just sit there like a fucking moron and watch these guys play cards. I think that jiu-jitsu could be 20% more exciting than fucking poker, okay?
Yeah,
even until you work out the clinks. Some people don't understand it. There's a new channel on right now, NBA. Anybody wants that NBA channel? Whatever. Just a basketball, whatever. But NBA has basketball games, but there's no fucking basketball now. So what do you think they show? They show old games, and they show the NBA in the 70s. And how they got people, the NBA on CBS, that's what it was called. And they had people, Red Auerbach was a great coach from the Boston Red Sox, Boston Celtics. Used to smoke a cigar, little guy, fucking whatever. And at halftime of the basketball games, he taught a clinic. He taught a move. He got a professional to teach slam dunk or a dribble or defense or something like that. You put together a half-hour jiu-jitsu show, 3 matches, 4 matches. One of them, in between one of the matches, you come out, or John Jock, and somebody teach a move to educate.
Yes, I think you're right. I think
you have to educate them.
Yeah, but when do we get to TV? We're gonna come with a TV show, reality show, the whole pack. We're gonna make like American Idol. We're gonna do a rank system. More people competing. You high on the rank, you automatically go professional. It's gonna be, you have the whole mathematics behind. But we need to do 1 year of events to understand how to do the right way. Because the moment you go professional, you don't want to do mistakes. You can't afford to do mistakes. Because it's going to be a chance to change the sport to the next level. It basically, like, that's what the group decided. It was not just me, but a group of 10 people who analyze everything to be sure we do everything in the right way. So far, we're doing amazing. I think people will love this new World League because we will change the sport to the next level.
Are you filming for the next year, or are you gonna film the events?
No, yes, we're gonna have like online pay-per-view, the semifinals and finals.
Because it's like what Joey said earlier. Like, let's say for the first year, the numbers aren't amazing because they're finding out. But on YouTube, if you put up the best fights, then the next time they come to that city, you'll sell out. And then like it's a cool process.
I agree with you 100%. Today, the power of the social media is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like we hired the best group to work specific, like what you say, YouTube channel, this and that. But we a little bit bigger than that. We want to have a show like exactly what teaching, educate people, interview the fighters, go around and go to people's house, have a little bit more education about this sport. We're not just going to be on the mat, but we're going to be on the guy's house. I want to talk to the guy. Why are you competing in jiu-jitsu? Show his training, show his preparation to go to this event. We're going to do all these behind the scenes, you know what I mean, to get people excited to come to the competition, to excited to be a part. Oh, these world-class guys get ready to compete the Toro Tokuma World League, blah, 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 blah. We need to bring all that.
And I would imagine it would be good for the schools because I know nothing really about you. I'm a very amateur fan, but everyone knows like the Winklejohn camp, the Black Zillion. So like when you get the tournament up and running, if let's say the champ is from the academy in Beverly Hills, everyone's gonna want to go there. If everyone goes to if one of the champs is from 10th Planet in Chicago, they're going to want to go there. So it's going to be cool. It'd probably be good for like the schools to be involved in it.
It's going to be good for everybody. Listen, when Machida won that Monday, 10,000 people signed up for Chodokan Karate. That's just the way life is. You know, everybody wants to do what they want to do. I listen. When I grew up doing martial arts, I grew up going to Aaron Banks. When I was a kid, Aaron Banks was in New York. He used to get Madison Square Garden.
Like Billy Banks is?
No,
someone?
This is Aaron Banks, a white fucking dude. And he would get Madison Square Garden on a Saturday. And he'd have karate, judo, kung fu, stars. And at the end, he'd have a guy come out with a glass. And they'd shoot him with a .22. And he'd take the bullet out of the air. It would break the glass. He had a special mouthpiece with a jaw. And finally, it got on Wild World of Sports. If you look at YouTube, Wild World of Sports, Aaron Banks Karate, that was huge. And it just disappeared, you know? But he took Madison Square Garden once a year and fucking packed it. Nobody knew. There was no social media. There was no fucking commercials on TV. There's a market for it. We're ready for jiu-jitsu. We've accepted MMA. It's on Fox. You know, and just, I know it's going to work because I know your passion. I know your passion for the sport. I know that.
I love the sport. I love jiu-jitsu. For me, I want to explain something here, go back to the past a little bit, when you mentioned something about gi, no gi, this and that. I want to explain for you in Brazil how we think, because I think America sometimes think one guy do gi, the other guy do no gi is different. In Brazil, jiu-jitsu, the word jiu-jitsu for us is the same like for you grappling. You understand?
Right.
When you go to Brazil, you say, I'm a jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu competitor. For us, we a grappler. You take the gi, we a grappler. You go to MMA, we use the grappling to win the fight. You go to a sambo or judo, we go to the ground, we use the grappling to adjust the knowledge, how good you are on the ground, to adjust according to what we do. We want to be good with gi, no gi, fight, no fight, judo, any type of grappling, we use the grappling. That's what jiu-jitsu for us in Brazil. When people come, oh no, at Bravos, no gi, these guys with gi. No, we are grappler. We both with gi, no gi. Some people don't want to teach gi, teach no gi. That's okay. But for us, we train everything. We train people to fight grappling for MMA. We train people to fight grappling for judo. We train people to fight grappling for sambo. I want to train grappling for sport jiu-jitsu. Whatever have grappling, I want my students to compete. I want my students not to think about, oh, I'm just gi. No, you're a grappler. You're everything. You understand?
When I first moved out here to be an editor. And there's two main programs that editors use. And when I came out here, I would ask people, which one do you like? And some people would have an answer. But the best people who told me the answer were like, I'm an editor. Any program you give me, I'll figure it out. So it seems like it's kind of like the same thing. It's like the best people in jiu-jitsu aren't like, oh, this kind of gi or this kind of move. It's like, I'm just a jiu-jitsu player. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Like, I give a good example. When I used to train for horse grace in Brazil, horse grace brought us wrestling. He wanted everybody training wrestling. He wanted us to train judo. He put his students to fight sambo. He wanted us to learn every sport because more knowledge you have, your grappling in general is going to be fantastic. You can't limit yourself, oh, I just want to train with gi. No. You want to train with gi, no gi. You want to compete, everything come to you in the grappling world. That's why when they come to America, I compete judo, I compete wrestling, I compete Greco-Roman, I compete sambo, because I didn't have jiu-jitsu competition. I didn't want to stop. I want to keep progressing my grappling. Doesn't matter all kind of competition. I want to keep going my knowledge. I want to use my ground fight to adjust for whatever is coming.
That's a beautiful analogy, brother.
Have you noticed that, Joey? Like, because you did karate as a kid. Has any of that even all these years later, has any of that, like, have you had like a flashback to a movie you did in karate and it worked in jiu-jitsu, or?
No, but I think that I'm not I was never a fast guy, but karate always made me very quick, like just boom, like quick. And I think that helps me a little bit. And as I get better in jiu-jitsu, my footwork will help, whatever it is, whatever. But yeah, probably everything helps. Everything helps at the end of the week. Like you said, no matter sambo, if I know young kids now, 25, 26, they train, they go to wrestling camp in North Hollywood, they go to judo and Syatt, whatever that is, and Olympic and Syatt. That's the thing. That's why it's so hard to do MMA. You got to do all these things, If you want to be the best, like you said, you got to do the fucking sambo, the grappling. It all helps. What do you think, brother? Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
We all agree here.
Yeah. So there's no, because you've talked about the little bit I know is that there's different schools, like your Machado, and then there's the Gracie, and then there's the Bravo, and it seems like they're like some people might think there's like competition, but there's probably not.
Can I say every school of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes from one bag, but sometimes have a different flavor. Understand?
Yeah.
The flavor comes from the instructor, but everything comes from the same bag, the same grappling, but the same instruction, the same. But some guys more aggressive, some guys more flexible, some guys like more this, more that, and the competitor, he adjusts the way he like to teach. That's the difference. Some people like to teach this, that, little bit different, and they adjust. Oh, I like to teach this new game here. That's me. Oh, I like to teach this. But the basic is everything comes from the same bag.
That's how you found Tegan, right?
Yeah.
Joey?
No, the beauty of jiu-jitsu is it's an art.
Yes.
Like comedy, like drawing. And the beautiful thing about an art is I teach you an armbar. Mm-hmm. And however you teach me, I don't teach you shit. You teach me an armbar. And however I get that armbar is my art.
Yes.
Are you with me? Like
yes,
Dave taught the mount the other day, from the armbar, from the mount,
yes.
the hand. I'll get good at it eventually,
yes.
but then I'll turn it into my style of
yes.
armbar. And that's the art.
Yes.
That's the art that you will adjust to what was your game when you were competing all those years?
It's basically like when you're a blue belt, like in the sport Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the belt is almost like the levels as a grappler. Like example, blue, purple, brown, black. Blue is start as a white. Blue is the first real belt you get. Sometimes people analyze the general knowledge you have, like you have the ABC well done. Now purple belt start mixing up more the techniques, but the same techniques you do as a blue belt is the same techniques you do as a black belt. The difference from when you do as a blue belt to the black belt, you sharp in the techniques used to submit as a blue belt, the same techniques going to submit as a black belt. But the difference, the experience, the drills, you submit like 1,000 guys. If that techniques, basically your confidence on your game is going to be different. On the beginning, let me train, let me try this sweep, this and that. This sweep is going to be the same sweep you're going to do 10 years later, but the difference is you're doing really, really well because you did so many times. That's the difference. It's like each person is going to figure out what he like. When he start play around, when he start drill, he gonna feel I like this better. Every time I train this work, that's your techniques. It's like basically like you try many things, but the techniques you try work. That's gonna little by little tell what is gonna be your game.
Now this camp that you do, how many years has you done this camp?
This camp, I believe we have now 4 years. This one is gonna be. I think this one is the 50th year. The camp was very difficult to get all the brothers together because all the brothers in different states, very busy. Sometimes I call my brother Jean-Jacques, he's in Abu Dhabi. I call my brother Carlos, he's in Mexico. I call my brother John, he's in Canada. it's so everybody got so busy. It's very hard to get all the brothers together. My brother Carlos said, you know what, let's get everybody together to do a camp, all the brothers together. You bring my students, you bring your student, we bring a big group and have a good time. We will see each other. That was the idea, but the start get very success. We start get point like we have to hire a bigger place, 3 times bigger than the place we have before, to have all the students from all these different places to come to training. And it was a big success. It's going to be 24th, 25th, and 26th this month. It's going to have all the 5 brothers over there. It's very easy. You just go to rcjmachadopro.com and have all the informations, all the details. Even give you guidance like hotels, how to get over there, the time. It's a great vibe because every day you train with 2 different brothers. After this, everybody get together, go to a big barbecue place over there to everybody eating. It's fun. I think I'm excited to go this year. I think this year is going to be the biggest one. We have already signed up so many people. We still have a big space. I think but I recommend you guys to go soon as possible to hold your spot because.
So what's the website again?
rcjmachadopro.com.
Okay, I'll put it in the description.
Yes.
And now it's 3 days. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's like when I was a kid, I used to go to basketball camps and football camps. They're a week long. So it's 3 days now. There's 4 brothers.
5 brothers.
5. John's where in Dallas?
It's John, Jean-Jacques, myself, Roger, and Carlos.
Where's Roger?
Roger is my older brother. He have a school in Pasadena.
By the ice house. The little school.
Yes.
Yeah, that's your brother there?
Yeah, that's one.
Is he there though at night?
He have a school over there, but he teach all over. He teach sometimes in Santa Monica. He teach in Torrance. He's doing a lot of seminars. He's pretty busy, but he owned a school in Pasadena.
Yeah, it's right there by the ice house. I've seen it right there. And then then your other brothers in Tarzana and Malibu, Jean-Jacques.
Jean-Jacques just get ready to open a big school in Malibu, actually.
Oh, it's even bigger than the other one?
Yeah, the other one is no more space.
No more space.
He now got one 4 times bigger. By the Malibu colony, the area, I think it's right next to the fire department.
Right. Where was the other one at?
Was right by cross in PCH, the sushi place, the very famous sushi place, Nobu.
Nobu, yeah.
Yeah, it was cross the street, but it was 1,200 square feet.
But it was small. I heard it was
this
very
one is
small.
over 5,000 square feet. It's going to be big, pretty big space, good space for feet like 400 students easy.
And where's Carlo at?
Carlos is in Dallas with John. John moved to Dallas. Carlos and John have probably like 6 schools now in Dallas.
Now, I bumped into Jean-Jacques in Dallas maybe 7 years ago.
Yes.
At the airport. I was with Eddie and Joe, and they bumped into him. What was he? He was down there visiting. John was there already?
When he go to Dallas just to see my brothers.
No, when I went to the... somebody told me at the academy, and I went home and looked at the website, and everything was hunky-dory. Even with the surgery, I was going to try to go do the Dallas Improv Wednesday and Thursday, and then come see you Thursday and Friday, and then come home Saturday. I couldn't stay Saturday. That was the problem. And I thought, that would be. And then I got that call. I got to go to Miami and pick up that stuff. So that was my deal. You know what I'm saying? You going to go to Dallas Lee, for 3 days and let he can beat the fuck out of you for 3 days?
No, it's not.
I need to start first, but
it's not about beating. It's about
I'm just teasing.
It's about love and have a good time.
Do you guys ever think? Because from the way it sounds, it's kind of like if the best baseball players were having. Do you ever think it's kind of for the students? It must be kind of crazy to have the Machado brothers, all 5 of them in one place.
All 5 of them in one place. Yeah.
For me, my philosophy. Me and my brother have a philosophy. the philosophy we have about friends, about business, about anything in life, leave your ego at the door. And it's not about the money, it's not about the success, it's about to build good bridges and have good friends. And when you go to the camp, we treat everybody the same. We want to love everybody. We want to have fun with everybody. I think that kind of culture for us, for me and my brothers, help us to unite each other because there's no greedy between us. My brother doing something, we want to support him. My other brother doing something, we want to support. Like you go to my brother Jean-Jacques, or go to you ask, who's the best between you guys? Jean-Jacques is going to say Rigan. You ask me, who's the best between you guys? I'm going to say Jean-Jacques and Carlos. We're not better than anybody. We total together, we're great. You understand? And basically, this is amazing, that kind of culture you create, because we try to transfer that for the students. That's why when people come over there, there's no ego, it's no we try to beat each other, it's no about who is the best. It's about let's have a good time. Leave your ego outside. Let's inside here. We want to have fun, train, exchange knowledge, and have a great time. That's what I love. The Machado group. We have a great philosophy about life.
One of the matches that I watched on YouTube, and now that you brought up, I was thinking about it, is one against one of your cousins. It's a famous
Rickson. Yeah.
Rickson. Now you guys live together and you train together.
Yeah, Rickson for me was my idol. Yeah, growing up, I was Halls and Rickson at the time, the champion of the family. Like for me was wow, this guy's the best. He basically like growing up, Rickson loved the Machado brother. He loved us. He come to training for us all the time. He invited me and Jean-Jacques to come to his school to have private lessons with him all 2 or 3 times a week. He always, one thing about Rickson is so sharp in details. He taught my game to be very detailed about. He explained to me, here you have to focus on the details right here, right there, this little movement here. And this opened my mind to become a master in details. Rickson was very good on that. I learned a lot about that. But the problem with the growth of the sport, I was very successful competitor very early. And basically was events called the company. Have a clothesline called the company. In Brazil, like we say Adidas or Reebok, but in Brazil was a big sport company, sponsor all the major sport. They really love jiu-jitsu and start make big events, big money, TV, this and that. And they brought thousands of people to watch the event. Rickson, the black belt was the day everybody came, like thousands and thousands of people, national TV. And the problem, Rickson fighter got hurt. And my fighter was a fighter I won 3 times before. And Helio Gracie said, wait a minute, we need a show. We need to have a good fight, or that's not going to be good for the sport. Helio Gracie was very sharp. And he came to Rickson and said, you have to fight Rigan, because that's going to be one of the best fights ever. You have to go and fight Rigan. And he told for my coach, told for everybody, that fight have to happen now, because it's the opportunity to motivate people. These people came here to see a show. We need to give the fight to them. For me, it was very hard, because Rickson was my teacher, my idol. Imagine like, oh, you have to fight your coach. I said, the first answer I had said, no way in hell I'm going to fight Rickson. My jiu-jitsu improved 80% because of Rickson. And basically, like, everybody said, oh, man, you have to fight, this and that. I said, no, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight. I'm going to give a go over there, raise Rickson's arm. It would be my honor to do that, because he's the champion, blah, blah, blah. But one thing, Rickson is very smart. Rickson knew me so well. He came to me, Rigan, we have to fight. Yeah, I said, "Oh, Rickson, I prefer not, because I don't want to fight my cousin and my coach, my idol." So you don't understand, we have to fight. Yeah, I said, "Oh, Rickson, in case I go on the mat to real fight you, it's gonna change. I'm not gonna look you like Rickson. I'm gonna look you as a competitor." And Rickson said, "The best is gonna win anyway," or something like that. Who pushed me, might trigger me to a point. Like I said, "Okay, I will go after you." It's like almost like I said, "You know what? Let's do it." Rickson knew how to do that, and that for me was one of my best fights ever, because nobody hold nothing back. And Rickson came, I came, and we went to a war. It's not like holding back. I'm not gonna. No, we both try to do everything. For sure, I realized I did the best fight of my life, but Rickson was the best. And I realized to have chance to go to the best guy in the world with 18 years old at the time.
You were 18.
18. And have a chance to give him a match for he never forget was, for me, was a big victory, because I realized, you know what, I think one day I'm gonna be a big champion, because that fight wake me up. For after that, I changed so much, I grew so much as a competitor or as a fighter. Was one of the best experience I ever had that day.
It changed you forever.
Change, because you realize you can be like your idol. You can be good as the guy you dream growing up to be, and to have a chance to get the experience to fight the guy and do a good fight is amazing feeling. I realized Rickson was much better. I realized I didn't have what's stake, because for me, I believe like this: you go on the mat, you don't want to win by 2 or 3 points. You want to take the victory. You want to say, "Now I'm the number one. I'm the champion." Yeah, I believe that day I didn't have 100% what I need. I was young. I didn't feel I have what's take to beat the champion like Rickson. But one thing I got from the fight, I got the biggest experience of my life, and from that day, it wake me up in a level. It's amazing. I felt like I come from a young guy to a real man. You know what I mean? To a real competitor. After that, I won so many amazing matches. I come so successful after that. It was amazing. I'm thankful for Rickson, because Rickson didn't come to me try to trick me. Probably didn't want to fight him. I probably give him the victory or stuff like that. That was an experience I'm never gonna forget.
Now, when you say, there's a lot of when I let people know that you were going to be on the show tonight, a lot of people said, "I'm going to tune in." For the people that are beginning or whatever belt you're in, when you say details, what did Rickson teach you as a detail?
Details for me is everything. We call, like Rickson called, the invisible Jiu-Jitsu. Like, you can go teach a lot of techniques and this and that, but the details what changed the techniques to master the techniques. Like, example, when you know every inch about the techniques, when you know, hey, you change your movement little bit here, you put your finger here, you pull a little bit here, you create a leverage in that level of details. The techniques, when you do it, is so easy. It's amazing. That's when you realize, wow, what a difference. And that's what you call the difference, to know the techniques and to master the techniques. It's two different things. Everybody can know the techniques, but when you master the techniques, it's almost you have a tool you can apply anytime you want. It's like the magic you have on your game. When you start training the guy, you're so good in the techniques, in many different details. When you do, it's easy to apply. That's the magic I think I learned through Rickson growing up, to focus in the details. And today, so much I improved because I realized that is very important.
Now, when we get on the mat and we slap hands, what should a person like me, a beginner, be thinking? before
One
I
of the
roll.
things is like you seem like you wanna ride a bike or play soccer or you wanna play volleyball or anything. You go, you have fun. Go, you play, try do something, try get my neck, try have fun. We play chess game. Use your weight, try do this. You know what I mean? When you offense, you try use your offense. When you on the ball, try use your defense. Try escapes, try counter my attacks. That's what's the fun about Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu, the reason is very addictive because it's a chess game with your own body. You play with your opponent body. And when you start get good in learning how to play your game with your own tools, your body, your mind, your hands, it's amazing. You get so addicted because when you realize that you wrestle today, 5 guys or spar 1 hour, probably sweat 2 geese or something like that it's amazing workout. It's not just workout, it's fun. It's you in environment, you build friends around you. It's amazing.
I do, when I was growing up, I avoided things that bothered me. But as I got older, I wanted to conquer the things that bothered me. I don't like needles. I can't stand fucking needles. So I go to acupuncture. I go to acupuncture for the last 8 years. I go every Tuesday. Because I hate fucking needles. Every time today I looked at my knee and I had 1,000 needles in my knee. I almost fucking fainted. But I didn't faint. I sat and talked.
I don't like needles either.
Oh, I sat and talked with her today. I spoke with her. She had the needles in here, and I was talking to her. I looked down, and there was needles all over my leg. And I was sitting there going, 8 years ago, I would have fainted 3 times. The truth. I've never said this anywhere before. When I tore this meniscus, the left one, it was because I fainted at acupuncture. She stuck a needle in me, and my leg went out from under me, and I fell, and I tore my meniscus. That's how I tore my meniscus.
Oh, my God.
I didn't tear it jumping or running. I tore my meniscus from fucking fainting.
Wow.
Now I don't faint no more. I go give blood. I look the other way. I put my iPod
You
on.
overcome your fear.
I have sleep apnea. You have sleep apnea? You know what sleep apnea is? You can't fucking breathe in your sleep.
No, I'm okay with my sleep.
No,
Sleeping like a rock.
But sleep apnea, you can't breathe on your back.
That's no good.
Okay, every time you're like, if I go to the doctor's office and he puts me on my back and he doesn't pop that thing up, I fucking have anxiety.
Yeah, that's no good.
So the other reason why I joined Jiu-Jitsu was to overcome that.
Yes.
You don't know what it's like when you have somebody who's over 200 pounds on top of you. You get anxiety. Now I don't get the anxiety no more. So I went to Jiu-Jitsu to overcome those things. What happens if there's a fucking blackout and I can't sleep because of the sleep apnea machine? I don't ever want something to control me. So now, because of Jiu-Jitsu, I fall asleep on the couch at night. I force myself. And I get up at 2 and I go to the bed and I put the machine on, but I force myself to do that. That's why I go to Jiu-Jitsu, to breathe. I didn't like that fear. What if? So now I went and I got hooked for other reasons. I don't want to choke nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. Sometimes people say, put your throat on that thing.
I agree with you 100%.
It's
I have a
jiu-jitsu.
story for you after that.
It's jiu-jitsu, but I don't like it, especially with, I always roll with John Jock guys. Those motherfuckers, they fucking put their fucking, when they hip escape, holy fuck. And I don't mind. I'm not a baby.
It just looked like he had like a flashback to as a kid.
I have a story for you. I remember in Brazil, I have one private lesson. Just me and the guy in the room. And sounded like he used a lot of strength. Big guy, like business guy, older guy, but good athlete, kind of bodybuilder, a little bit. Nice guy. We're good friends. But I was teaching him. And when I mount on top of him, for some reason, he start get panicked. Like, get out of on top of me. Get out of here. I want to get out of here. I don't want to be here. Yes, I said, you know what? Nope. You have to get out yourself. He start pushing me, panicking. When I punch him, everything, I hold his arm. No, it doesn't matter. You punch, you scream. You have to find the leverage to get out of here. You can do whatever, scream, just me and you here, nobody here. In case that happen outside on the street or happen in any situation in life, screaming is not going to help. You have to think about the solution. What you do here? What I taught you. Show them the techniques. Focus on the technique. Don't scream. Don't panic. Focus. It sound like he started breathing, relaxing. It sound like he escaped. And I remember he said, man, that was the best thing ever happened to me. Because everything for me, I panic, I get angry, I do this with my wife, in my work. And you gave me a lesson I'm never going to forget, because I realized over there in the room, I panic. And I want to do this, I want to do that, but I realized that's not the answer. I have to stop and focus for the solution. And I try to use now that for everything in life. I remember that class. I remember like, it's not just me and you here in the room. I don't care. You scream. You want to punch me? I hold your arm. Get out of here. You know the answer. No, panic is not the answer. Scream is not the answer. You know the techniques. Focus. Because in everything in life is going to have problems. You can't scream and jump and panic. Focus on the solution. Because I guarantee you use that same philosophy in everything you do, you're always going to find a good answer.
That's,
it was,
you know, for me, I got to be honest with you. I did martial arts when I was 15, and because of pussy and basketball and just life, I stopped. You know, the kids I went to martial arts with, we had a big camaraderie. When you're 14, you go to karate movies, you go to eat Chinese food, you know, you eat the chopsticks, and they didn't smoke pot. They didn't do nothing. They didn't beat people up. You know, they didn't get into fights. So I stopped hanging out with the karate guys, and my life changed. 10 years ago, I think 2006 was when I said, that's it. I'm going to stop with the drugs. Awesome. And I joined Kung Fu. And whether it was Kung Fu, karate, fucking whatever, I got something big from martial arts. I got something very big from it, you know. And now I push it to anybody who will listen. I'll go, I don't give a fuck what you join. You want to go to the academy and see Rigan? Go to the academy and see Rigan. But I know Rigan and I know me. We just want you to be happy. If it's fucking Kempo karate, but you get something out of it. Because for me, you apply things from martial arts to life.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. For me, when I go see you and I drive up Laurel Canyon, I'm not kidding you. That's when I go write my best jokes. Because nothing could stop me. I just did something that's the hardest thing in the world to me. It's hard. Maybe to you, it's hard to go talk on stage in front of 300 people. For some people,
tough.
It's fucking hard to make them laugh.
It's not easy.
I've had friends that I've gone, Lee, come on up, and they run out of the fucking room. They have anxiety. Don't do that to me. Don't fucking do that. I don't like talking in front of people. I know actors, big-time actors, that will come to the Comedy Store. And I go to them, you want to go on stage and do 10 minutes? Fuck you. I would never do that. And I'm like, you've done fucking movies. Huge movies. How can you not go on stage and talk to 10 people? They can't do it. You know?
Because you have to improvise, have all kinds of stuff.
You have to have all kinds of stuff. But it's amazing that, you know, martial arts, if you have something going on in your life that's not working, I don't care what martial art you join. Somewhere along the line, that martial art will teach you things, to apply things to your life. Somewhere.
I believe everything is very simple. You take life as simple. It's make it easy for you. Like example, when they go to the academy, it's like I said, doesn't matter what you do, not martial art, whatever you do with love, they're gonna love you back. You love to be do comedy and do this and that. The comedy is gonna love you back. I believe like you do just for the money or just for this and that.
It sucks.
It's not the right answer.
You know, Lee and I have been doing this podcast, and you know, we try to make it funny. We try to get it laughable. Some of the best podcasts we've had is when we talk about our life, you know, experiences. And to me, man, when I go do a comedy show, I gotta tell you this, guys. When I go do a fucking comedy show,
I want to see your show so bad.
Oh no! But I get off stage, and there's people that come up and they say it's fucking funny, ha 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 ha. And you're right. And you pick up your check, and it's okay. But the best part of the night is when somebody comes up to you and you can see on their face they're having a fucked up time.
That's awesome.
Something isn't going right with their life. Maybe they lost a girlfriend, maybe they lost a parent, maybe they had a shit day at work, and they look you in the eye and they go, bro, thank you for making me laugh. And I used to leave and go, what the fuck is that guy talking about? And now that's my number one thing. When I go do a show, like people come up to me, hey, how you doing? That's great. But there's always one guy that comes up to me and I could see it on his face, and he'll go, bro, I was having a bad fucking week. Thank you for making me laugh. That means more to me than $1 million. Because I got to that guy. I did something to his soul, you know? So you're right. You know what? I hate doing comedy for money. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate coming after you afterwards and going, do you have my check? The best times I've had is when I go to a bar and get up on stage and just fucking talk. And I get off stage, and that's the best, because I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to worry about who's sitting in the chairs or what they're gonna pay me or the check gonna bounce. I just have to be fucking funny. That's it. That's the best thing, you know. We were talking when you come up here about the difference between Beverly Hills and any other place in the world that you've taught.
Beverly Hills is a place so unique for me. It's like imagine like you grew up in Brazil. When you hear about Beverly Hills, it's like a power place. Wealth is the most rich people in the world. When you come to United States, and you have a school in Beverly Hills. Just the name Beverly Hills, like, wow, I accomplished. I have my school in Beverly Hills. But Beverly Hills is something like, even the students come over there. It's so different than the students they used to have in Redondo Beach. Because the clients you get is not athletes, is not these, it's not like young guys. The guys who come to you is 90% business guys, doctors, lawyers, actors, producers, directors. It's like a kind of level of clientele. You have to be very careful for they don't get hurt. You have to readjust the method you teach, because the number one rule I follow, not let people get hurt. You have to understand the physical level and how aggressive he are when he practice, to go very easy to educate him a little bit more before I put them to training with each other, because I follow a method. Let's build your knowledge and teach you how to train with each other without get hurt. Because in Brazil, growing up, I said, let's put this guy on the fire. He get a tough skin. Now we put him to beat people. It's like I remember how before you come a hammer, you start as a nail. People is gonna beat you up. You get tough, skinny. You wear it now to start beat people up. It is a very tough method. Who work? You understand? You're gonna get tough, but you can't do that in Beverly Hills. You do that in Beverly Hills, people get hurt because a lot of people never did any sport before. Some people being a businessman for all his life, it's not like you put him to train hard. He will get hurt. That's why I have to go steps, do a lot of knowledge drills and build up to a point he's ready to start practicing, teaching him how to train without hurt each other, create a kind of culture. The number one is not to get hurt. How we can train and everybody sparring for everybody in a way nobody get hurt. That's based what the culture I create in Beverly Hills. And so far, being 100%, nobody got hurt so far.
You know, it's rumored that you're the Jiu-Jitsu coach of the Stars.
Yeah.
Everybody says he's the fucking Jiu-Jitsu coach of the Stars, man. You have everybody. Everybody. The other day I saw a tape of the guy from Fast and Furious saying Rigan Machado changed my life.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah. You know, you got the other guy. You gave him the blue belt from 2.5 Men.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher.
You got Duval. You got all these people. How do they fucking find you? How do they?
Growing up in Brazil, not the other passion I have. I love movies. I love every movie. I grew up watching Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris. After these, I start follow Van Damme, Steve Seagal, and growing up, I watch all these major movies. In Beverly Hills, I start surround myself with actors, producers, and they take me to parties, introduce me to some of the actors. And the actors today is a big fan of fighting. And basically, like the best feeling is like you meet the actor, and the actor says, "I'm your big fan," and you say, like, "Wait a minute. What's that? You my big fan? I'm your big fan." For me, it's the best feeling in the world. Like I give you an example. Mick Rourke is a good friend of mine. He trained for me. And for me, he's one of the best actors ever. The other guy I love so much is Mel Gibson. I think Mel Gibson one of the best director, actor. And basically, I end up to meet both. One day, Mick Rook was talking about how he liked Mel Gibson as a director. Mel Gibson loved Mick Rook. He said, I called Mick and said, Mick, let's have a lunch. I will call the group of Mel Gibson to come, and we have a lunch, go to a Brazilian barbecue. He called me, let's go. Call them and see they want to come. I called Mel Gibson group, and Mel Gibson came. And the best feeling I ever had was to have a barbecue, Brazilian barbecue. I have Mel Gibson one side and Mick Rook the other side. Yeah, just sitting and listening to the conversation was amazing time. It was one of my best times to be around by these two great actors to listen to them talking about movies and things like that. That's what I love about Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is a bridge for so many relationships, so many people. I feel very blessed to have an amazing school in Beverly Hills.
Now, you also spoke about you're putting together a new school in Culver City.
At Culver City, I have a friend of mine named Syatt. I met Syatt 20 years ago. Syatt was the double of Keanu Reeves in Matrix. And he started doing stunts and fight choreography and come a stunt coordinator, second unit director, and now he's a director. He just finished a movie with Keanu Reeves coming out in 2 weeks, John Wicker or something.
Yeah, John Wicker.
And pure action, and he have a company called 8711. 8711 specialized in fight choreography, stunts, actions, and he's directed everything related to action. They directed in action over 80 top movies from Ninja Turtle, Born Supremacy, Ninja Assassin, movies. Some of the best action films I've ever seen. They have this powerhouse of stunt guys, and Syatt wanna bring the best people in the world to come to this powerhouse place for stunts, and I come to do the grappling. He basically gonna help the stunt guys he have to learn more jiu-jitsu, to bring jiu-jitsu more to the big screen. At the same time, I have opportunity to teach some of the actors to do the same, to get better in the jiu-jitsu, to start doing more arm bars, more this, more that, to bring a little bit more mixed martial arts for the films. In the same time, now we open school there, which the place is going to open probably in a month. Is 8711 stunt group, but we're building a website. It's going to come out pretty soon. The next month we're going to open school for the public. After 7 o'clock we have classes over there for jiu-jitsu. But it's a good group. It's going to be a good space. We have almost 3,000 square feet area for training.
You're still going to keep the academy open.
The Beverly Hills is my baby.
That's
the
my
other
baby.
one, the Culver City is going to be a place for me to train stunts, open school. I bring a team of instructors to help me. It's going to be another place who I want to start build a good team of competition, because it's two different clients, the Beverly Hills to the Culver City. I think Culver City are going to be able to bring some of the competition back for. I want to start build a team for competition. I think the one over there is going to be a good place to people want to train very hard and want to compete.
I have a question for both of you, and it's you both. I mean, Joe, you've done comedy for over 20 years, and you just said that you've done jiu-jitsu for over 40 years, and like a lot more people's goals when they're working and everything is to like master it, and you're a master, but I would imagine you like every day you're still learning. Like how often for both of you are you still finding something new in jiu-jitsu?
Yes.
Or comedy?
It's a good question. Like I give an example for me. I right now I create 2 new techniques on the sport jiu-jitsu. Base, you learn how to be this chess player who have a big experience training so many people competing, build a lot of champs. You know a lot of stuff. I create these new games coming out who a lot of people don't even know. One is called the handcuff. The other one is called the Rigan trap, which is a game I created who people you're gonna see pretty soon. People start applying. On the first thing I'm looking for is something called the seed. This is something you're gonna plant. The first techniques. From that technique, I start play around and find the branch, the how we're gonna grow this game. But you need to find the techniques. The first one. When by playing this chess game, I see something very different. Nobody do it. I say, wait a minute, what's this? Let me study this new movement. In that movement, I realized the C techniques is the best feeling in the world. You start playing around and start create a game around the technique you create who nobody know. And that's the best feeling. That's what you always learn. You always look sometimes a white belt training. He do something different. Hey, what did you do? And based through that, you feel so good because you realize you're never gonna be you always open your mind to keep learning. Yeah, you never know enough.
It's never gonna be over. You're never gonna one day you're not gonna wake up and be like, I know all of jiu-jitsu.
I don't think you ever, because jiu-jitsu don't stop growing. The game always improve, always have something new to learn. It's amazing.
Hold on 1 second. Let me give some shout outs. And I'll get back to you here. Real quick, Frank Barker down there in Australia, I love you. Benny Perez, Philip Body, Stay Black, Leon Vega Suarez, Joey's Water Bottle, and Metal Bread 42. The pumpkin bread was tremendous. I ate half of it and left the other half in Denver with some staff of help there. You said something very interesting. I think you taught a little bit of the Rigan trap at the seminar.
Yes.
And it was amazing. I go to the seminar, and the guy that's sitting over here is Dan Inosanto. And again, I was feeling bad for myself, and he's 70-something years old.
77.
77 and doing like little moves. So I left there like my head was going to explode. What advice do you have for somebody coming into your school or to any jiu-jitsu school? What advice do you have for a white belt that's going to listen to this today and go into a school tomorrow?
I think the best thing, the moment he walk in, he's already have a victory. He's already a champion, because just to walk in, to have the action, to go inside the academy, want to sign up, for me, he's already in. Because from that, it's just consistent. He keep it coming. He's going to fall in love with the sport. And the rest is going to be time. He's going to feeling health. He's going to adapt a new lifestyle for himself. He's going to feel like build an environment who help to disintox. It's like sometimes life is tough. Work, the routine. Sometimes you do things you don't like. I think when you come to a place like the academy to practice, to train, you forget about all the problems. Your stress is out. When you go home, you feel like a new guy. Oh, I have a great workout, I sweat, I hang out, I talk to my friend. When you go to the academy, you're not talking about business, you're not talking about your problems. You go over there, you work out, have fun, you're talking about funny stuff. Yeah, I think that's what the academy is good for a lot of people. It's not just go for learn the jiu-jitsu, go over there to have friends, go over there to get a stress release, because the academy is something positive, is something can help you to become a better person. Take advantage.
When I go into your academy or a YMCA to lift weights, I never bring my phone inside. I never bring my phone in, because when I go to your academy, I just want to be a fat fuck. I don't want to be a comedian. I don't want to be a guy that does movies. I don't want to do nothing, because on that mat, you're nothing. You're just, and that's my philosophy. When I go there, it's my fucking hour here, or my hour 15, or my hour and a half, because I leave everything at the door. I don't worry about comedy, auditions, the podcast. I don't give a fuck. This is my fucking hour. This is my hour. The babysitter's got the baby. My wife is at work. If there's an earthquake, what am I going to do? I'm here. And I think that a lot of people, when I go into a place and I see somebody with a fucking phone, I feel bad. I go, you know what? I know that they're probably busy, but as a student, I'm here to learn. I don't want to remember nothing. Nothing. We had John Evan in here a couple of weeks ago. John Evan is a friend of mine. He's a brown belt, nice kid, very, very knowledgeable, very technical. And he said something here one day that, a lot of people want to join Jiu-Jitsu to be with Rigan or John Jock. But he goes, then there's the Phil Jackson syndrome. Phil Jackson was not a great basketball player. When I was a kid and they put Phil Jackson in a game, I'd turn the fucking game off and go to sleep. Fuck Phil Jackson. But he became one of the greatest coaches of all time. In basketball, one of the best coaches. I go to your school, I went and your academy, and you taught me some stuff. But then you have a guy there named Dave, who's tremendous. I mean, he is your spirit. I've learned more from Dave in the 2 months I've been going there than I did in the whole fucking year. I mean, how long have you trained Dave for? When did you meet Dave?
It's almost like you raise a bunch of kids, and these kids come the next generation of teachers at your school. David, I met him. He was a soccer player, this and that. I brought him to the academy. I like him because he's very patient. He loves jiu-jitsu. The moment you get an instructor who has that love, he go to the student, he give his best to help the student to learning and to improve. That's the kind of people and instructors I want to have at the academy. This kind of environment, what I love. I wanna have an environment like people there, they have a good time, the instructor love to teach, the students have fun. That's what is very addictive for me at the academy, to have that kind of environment there.
He's it's just very weird that you go there and he's great. I mean, the spirit, this guy texts me. I wasn't going to go back this fast. I just had knee surgery. I wasn't going to go back for 2 months. He fucking texts me. He fucking texts me every Monday and Wednesday. Are you coming to class today? He knew I had fucking knee surgery. He would hit me up and go, how's your knee? When are you coming to class? You got to love somebody like that. Monday, 10 o'clock. Monday and Wednesdays, 10 o'clock. I got a text from him going, hey, bro, I'll be there at 11 o'clock. You training today? And you're like, God damn it. That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful that he called. Nobody fucking called me to ask me how my knee was. He called and said, how's your knee? I got some exercises. Come down. We'll put you on the side of the mat. I can't, that's what I like, I was looking for a reason not to want to go to Beverly Hills. Do you know that? I just wanted to go and say, I'm not going to go there no more because it's too far. I fucking love it. So thank you very much for taking me out of my comfort zone.
It's an honor to have you at the academy. It's an honor here to be on the show. I'm so thankful for you guys. Give me a chance to express this life.
I love your English, brother.
I'm going to work on the accent.
No, you got fuck the accent. No, that's what makes you international.
Keep it.
Yeah, keep the accent, brother. Listen, if you're listening to the podcast, do me a favor. If you're in the LA area, you're visiting, if you live here in the Valley, whatever, come on down to the Academy in Beverly Hills or the new school in Culver City. The webpage will be up. Look for Rigan. You get 2 weeks for free at the Academy or at the new school in Culver City once it comes up. I'm having a great time going down there on Mondays and Wednesdays. I know he has a class on Saturday, and they have classes every night, either 7 or 8:15.
Yes.
I think 8:15 is Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes.
7 and 11 on Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, the website is theacademybeverlyhills.com, and then the phone number is 424-274-3242.
Just mention about the show, and I give you guys 2 weeks free. Okay? Just be sure you
mentioned the
for
church
Rigan Machado.
and ask for Rigan. Right?
Yes.
Ask for Rigan. You'll see him. He has the gi on all the time with the black and red belt. Real quick here, a little shout out to our sponsors for maximum optimization. Go to Onnit.com. Onnit offers hemp force protein. They also have Alpha Brain. They also have New Mood and Stroom Tech and Immune and the other one.
They have Alpha Brain, New Mood.
But what's the Stroom Tech? Sport.
Stroom Tech Immune Sport. Yeah.
They also have kettlebells. They have got so many battle ropes. They've got 1,000 things. I can only get you 10% off on the supplements. Go to Onnit.com. Go to the Box and Press.
Church.
CHURCH. Get 10% off. They have a Stay On It program where the stuff gets delivered right to your door on the first of the month. You don't have to do dick. You don't have to leave the house. You don't have to do ugats. Also, don't forget, 2 words, people. 2 words. You ready? Free fucking snacks. That's 3 words, but who gives a shit? I'm giving you a chance to get free snacks. Go to naturebox.com. All right? I'm talking about delicious snacks. 0 artificial ingredients, 0 trans fat, and 0 high fructose corn syrup. You'll even find snacks that are low in sugar and without gluten. I mean, from the dark cocoa almonds to the chocolate nom-noms. Everything they got. Every time they send me a box, I taste and I go, what the hell did I just put in
And
my
that's
mouth?
a big thing. There's a lot of healthy snacks out there that taste like garbage. They sent me I did their free box, and everything was beyond
works.
delicious.
Everything works. To start your free trial, go to naturebox.com/Joey. Stay full, stay strong, do what I do, start snacking smarter. Go to naturebox.com right now and get a free box delivered to your house. So go to the box and press in Joey, Joey, and get a free Nature Box sampler delivered to your house. You should try this.
It's 3 small bags or 4 small bags and one big
bag. They sent me the raspberry the fig Newtons. My daughter fucking loves them.
There's like sunflower seeds, and there's corn kernels, like the salty corn kernels.
Delicious.
And then there's the sriracha pistachios, right?
And the cashews.
Cashews.
The sriracha cashews, you eat them, you start sweating profusely. It's fucking tremendous, all right? Also, a shout out, and I want to congratulate Dave up there getting engaged and married.
Oh, awesome.
Dave and Peter, naileditlife.com, from the peanut brittle to the
not
gummy
Dave and
bear.
Peter.
Well, they didn't get married. They're not, 2 fags. They're fucking, they're brothers. But Dave got married, so I want to give him a shout out. Naileditlife.com for all your wax. They have shirts on there. They have vapor pens. You get 20% off that vapor pen. Go to Nailed It Life and press
Joey Diaz
in the box and get 20% off. It's a $50 value. You get it for $40. Guaranteed. They'll send you whatever you need. And let's not forget about the best underwear in the world. I use them for jiu-jitsu because no matter how much I sweat, it keeps my ball sack dry, my asshole dry. I swear to God. MeUndies.com. You know how an average guy uses his underwears for 7 years or something? That's fucking disgusting. You got
like
skin
the low
marks.
end. You
got little cockroach ends in there. It looks like a musket was shot in your underwears. Don't do that no more. Right now, I have my MeUndies on. I'm fucking floating. My asshole's dry. Everything's dry. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. You want to look good? Go to MeUndies.com. Check out the pics of men's and women's different underwear, t-shirts, sweats. But I tell you what, start with MeUndies. Men and women, high quality materials, if you know what I mean. The price, I'm happy you asked. A fraction of what the hell you're paying for right now. So do me a favor. Go to MeUndies.com. Get 20% off your first order. 20% off when you go. Go to MeUndies.com. And you're also going to get free shipping in U.S. and Canada. Who's better than you?
MeUndies.com/Joey.
/Joey. I almost burned the fucking paper with the lighter here and stuff. Rigan Machado. How much
exactly
do I
what
love
I
you?
mean.
Thank you for giving me a chance. I was very intimidated to come to the academy. I thought, I didn't know what to expect, and it's definitely one of the best moves I made.
It's a pleasure to have you there.
And I'm going to go till I get my black belt. I don't care if I'm 75 fucking years old. So you heard it right here today. Don't forget, he has this. The brothers all get together in Dallas next weekend. It starts on Wednesday. You go down there. You get to hang out with the brothers, ask questions, go to dinner. It's going to be a great time. I wish I could go. I wish I was healthy enough to go, and I didn't have to fucking work like a slug that I am. But go to the webpage.
rcjmachadopro.com.
All right, go down there. They got hotel information. You can fly into fucking Dallas. You go to Fogo de Chao. They got great restaurants in Dallas. If you like white bitches, they got tons of dirty white bitches down there. They got everything.
Do you have that in the comment?
That's not in the brochure. All right. But if you like dirty white bitches, go to Dallas. They do everything. They light their hairs on fire. They do whatever the hell you want. Syatt, what's going on with you, brother? Everything good?
Everything is great.
What are you down to? 60 pounds?
Yeah, I just hit 60.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm happy you're doing what you're doing, man. And Mr. Machado, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's an honor to have you in my studio,
honor,
and it's an honor that you took me as a student and as a friend. I love you very much. Thank you. Have a great week. Don't forget, I'm in Baltimore this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the Joke Factory. Next weekend, I'm at the Miami Home Field, whatever the fuck it is, Sports Bar and Grill, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then the 29th, the night Ari's doing his special. They're sold out, so if you're not doing anything, come to the Ice House. Lee and I are going to do a live podcast. And that's where it ends, cocksuckers. I love you. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And have a great week. Lee's going to read the rest of this shit to you, and then you can move on with your life. Stay black.
Now that the show's over, don't forget to go to naturebox.com and sign up to get your free sample box of great tasting healthy snacks. That's right, totally free. Forget the vending machine and start snacking smarter with delicious treats like barbecue kettle kernels. Go to naturebox.com/Joey. That's naturebox.com/Joey. Also, go to meundies.com/Joey, and you're going to get 20% off of your first order. They have great men's and women's underwear. They have socks. They have shorts. A ton of great products. If you go to meundies.com/Joey, you get 20% off of your order, and they have free shipping in the United States and Canada. The show is also sponsored by NailedItLife.com for all the oil and wax smokers out there. For the premier vapor pen on the market, go to NailedItLife.com and save 20% when you use code word Joey Diaz. The show is also sponsored by Onnit.com. Get 10% off when you use code word church on Alpha Brain, New Mood, ShroomTech Immune, ShroomTech Sport. They have a ton of great products. They have melatonin if you're looking to go to sleep. And, hey, that's what someone said. What's with the laughter? And then for our great guest, thank you for coming on. If you go to see Rigan Machado at the academybeverlyhills.com, and it's in Beverly Hills on Wilshire Boulevard, go there and mention the church, and you're going to get 2 weeks for free.